Welcome to the Copper King Mine and Railroad. Today we're going to talk about an older smelter in Midvale, the Bingham Consolidated Smelter. So, stay tuned. The Bingham Consolidated Smelter, Midvale, Utah. This smelter was on the north end of Midvale. One of the old buildings remains. It's now a warehouse for Builder's First Source. Let's show you some photographs where it was at in Midvale. Daniel Jacklin's Utah Copperton Test Mill sent its first ore concentrates to the Bingham Consolidated Smelter in Midvale. Well, until the startup of the large American Smelting and Refining Company, a Sargo smelter, out in Garfield. That was on Labor Day, 1906, when that started up. The Bingham Consolidated Smelter was the second copper smelter in Utah. The first being the Highland Boy smelter, or the Utah Consolidated Smelter. That was in Murray, Utah. Both smelters were shut down because of the smoke nuisance cases, the farmers against the smelters. The sulfur and arsenic emissions were destroying crops and livestock. Judge Marshall's decree shutting down all the valley smelter production by January 6, 1908. Now, I had a video on those lawsuits. You might want to check those out. That's called smoke farming. The history of the smelter starts with the Bingham Copper and Gold Mining Company purchasing the commercial claim in Bingham in 1895. The commercial mine was in Copper Center Notch. Now here's some photographs of that commercial mine. In December 1898, Utah Copper and Gold Mining Company was organized, with adding additional mines, Commercial Number 2, the Vendar Tunnel, and Old Hickory Mine. As the tunnels got deeper into the mountain, more copper ore was found. They were digging into the same geological formation as the Highland Boy mine, up in Carfort Canyon. The Highland Boy mine was the first copper producer at Bingham. As a result, Bingham Copper and Gold Mining Company started construction on a copper smelter October 1899 in Midvale. It went into full production on January 31st, 1900. Back then, Midvale was called Bingham Junction, and before that it was called West Jordan or even East Jordan. In 1909, Bingham Junction will be named Midvale after a contest won by Walter Smith, smithing the name Midvale. Bingham Copper and Gold Mining Company was reorganized April 24th, 1901. Now the name will become Bingham Consolidated Mining and Smelting Company. The Bingham Consolidated Smelter was also referred to as the commercial smelter. Now that's because it serviced the commercial mine up in Bingham. May 1902, the smelter was expanded to process lead ore. Now we have some interesting photographs of the inside of the Bingham Consolidated Smelter taken around 1901. The Bingham Consolidated Smelter closed December 24, 1907, just a few days before the January 6, 1908 shutdown decree. The remains of the slag dump were around for a long time. Pictures show that smaller slag dump. They differ from the large main slag dump from the United States smelter. Then we have photos of the remains of some of that Bingham Consolidated Smelter. After the December 24, 1907 shutdown, the buildings will be a few different things. It was converted into a steel mill. Now I think these photographs are when it was a steel mill. The steel mill closed in the 1930s. Then it was a glass factory for a while because of the abundance of silica in Utah. In the 1940s, it became a slag wool plant owned by the U.S. Rock Wool Company. And then it will become the Welch's Planing Mill, the Welch's Brothers Door Mill. That was that for a long time. Now it's a warehouse for builders' first choice. So that's the Bingham Consolidated Smelter in Midvale.